ever lied about? No, that's not.
It's funny because he's like, you,
These
you
are all
commenting is telling on yourself.
All right, man. Where's
the
the
craziest
craziest
place
place
you
you
ever
have
pooped?
pooped? Nah, I haven't
Mm.
done anything crazy with that. How do men
Why?
feel before picking a woman up for a date?
Mm.
That might be a good one. I mean,
Okay.
do you guys want to do that one?
Oh,
How do
we
you feel?
can.
How do you-
It'd be a brief one, yeah.
uh,
I mean, I feel like it. I mean, I feel like if it's like your first time, this is for like the YNs out there. You can be a little nervous, especially if you really like her. There's like two states of mind you can be in. I think it's like, there's a girl you really like and one that you're really lukewarm about. If you're taking her on a date, what's the question? Go up again, because
it was how do you feel before taking?
Oh,
a woman
yeah.
on a date?
yeah, I'm like, if I really like her, I'm gonna be a little nervous. Like if I really want to, because I'm like gonna have that inner pressure of being like, I'm really invested in having this work out, and doing that, I gotta make ensure that I'm like leaving a good impression.
Yeah.
That's pressure, and inherently, I feel like that'll make you a little bit nervous, especially if you like her, because then you're gonna be more focused on not fucking things up. I think the more you do it, obviously, the more comfortable you're gonna be with it. But I don't think like it's like going on a roller coaster. It's like you're never really not 100% like at ease because there's always gonna be a little excitement involved with it.
Yeah.
So I say like if you really like her, probably a little bit nervous is how I usually feel. But if it's someone that I'm just kind of like, kind of like a practice girl situation, like I don't really care about her, but I just want an excuse to get out and say I'm dating, then and that I just kind of be like, I'm a little bit more like, fuck it, whatever happens, happens.
I would say I have to agree with Zoe. Pretty much, like spot on.
Yeah.
like nervous generally. If I'm actually like interested in pursuing something with the woman, it's a little bit nerve wracking because you don't necessarily know how the date's gonna go, and you don't know if you're actually gonna end up being interested in them. So it's like you're considering whether or not you're gonna be wasting your time, but you're also considering whether or not you're gonna be wasting their time. So then it ends
Really?
up
You think
feeling
about all
kind of
that?
awkward. I mean, I'd say so, yeah. But I haven't been on a date in a very long time, guys. So
I see.
But back in the day, it was like, am I going to actually be interested in the person, and will I be able to have sex with them?
Yeah, will I get what I want?
Yeah, will I be able to have
see.
sex with them? Was kind of how my aesthetic back in the day. But I remember back when I was much younger.
When you're a real YN.
Yeah, when I was an actual YN and I hadn't had sex before, and I remember thinking to myself like, I wonder if my dick's gonna work if we're gonna have sex. I heard
You were
so
overthinking that shit.
I'd heard so much about
You were overthinking
like,
the hell
Yeah.
out of that
niggas'
shit.
dicks not working at some point, and I was like, bro, I wonder if my dick's gonna work. It'd be super embarrassing if it didn't.
You know what's actually
And then,
funny?
you know what's crazy? It didn't work the first time I had the chance.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh,
my dick just
no.
didn't work.
Was it, was it because what? It's funny because
Too
I'm
much
like,
pre-gaming.
too much pre-gaming is
Too much
hilarious.
pre-gaming.
No, I was like, yeah, it's fun. I didn't have like, I wasn't thinking if it wasn't gonna work, but I never like, I didn't know my dick was small. That was my biggest
How do I
worry.
stack up?
Yeah, I was just like, I have no idea how I'm gonna stack up because like. I was just like, I never compared it to anyone else, and then it's,
Working out with your brother or anything?
no, I never did that, man. I was just like, man, I don't know if like I'm gonna have a small dick, and I would really not like that because I feel like one, there was the pressure that I was a black guy, and first girl I did it with was like non-black girl, so I felt like she kind of was thinking like,
She's like, oh, what the fuck?
yeah, like I feel like she had this expectation that I would just be
Where's
hung,
my
and I was like,
BBC?
oh god, and then also it's just yeah, just like I knew the rhetoric of like the size matter always going around, so I was just kind of like, oh man, like, oh, what if I'm small? Like, what if she looks at it and she laughs? Like, that was like my
That
biggest
would be
fear.
so fucked up. Oh my
That would be
God,
bad.
that would ruin me for years.
Yeah. That would
Look,
destroy my
look at that
confidence.
little. Oh, does the B in BBC stand for baby? Baby black
Big
cock.
baby.
Baby black cock. A big baby cock. That sounds illegal.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, no. Oh fuck.
What about you, Leezy, man? How do you feel before a first date?
I mean, I definitely not like thinking like a motherfucker like Steve is.
Yeah.
But I'm
a
like,
thoughtful
you know,
guy.
anticipation is a thing for me, you know, little nerve sometimes.
Uh-huh.
But I don't really think about like outcomes and stuff. I'm usually just locked in, just driving, trying to get where I'm going. But then once everything is in motion, I'm cool, I'm chilling, I'm good. I'm not really thinking about anything, I'm just thinking about the moment. So
What would you guys? What would be going through your head if you walk into a restaurant for a first date, and the girl has a worse looking face than you imagined,
Oh no.
but way bigger tits?
Mm.
How do you feel then?
A little
It's
bit of
kinda
a
just
worse
like that
face.
on
You know
dating
what?
websites.
I would actually. I'm not gonna lie. I would take that as a net negative because I prefer a prettier face over bigger tits.
Yeah, me too.
I'm actually one of those guys.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
you know what's crazy? I'm one of those guys that I'm a tit connoisseur. Like I'm not
You said
super
I'm
pressed.
a-
Yeah, I'm not super pressed about a girl's like breast size. I like breasts at every size, to be honest.
For sure.
Like
yeah.
that's not gonna be like my
Yeah.
like a.
I agree. I agree.
Because I'll take a pretty girl with an A cup. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm
Nothing
more
wrong with
concerned
that.
about face and ass, to be like perfectly
okay,
honest.
okay. I'm about to
Yeah.
say.
Real
Yeah.
quick, scroll down, lazy. So read that question. It starts
Okay.
with I.
Okay.
Right there.
I denied head yesterday because it would be my first time. How do I get over these nerves?
Get the dick out of your ass. All
That's-
right,
You're a fucking piece of shit.
dude, you're gay.
No, don't do it.
He's
Yeah.
like,
I denied. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Take my head virginity.
That's crazy. Yeah, at that point, I was just like, I don't. Yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
Maybe he was
just
afraid
do
he
it,
he
man.
wouldn't bust. Maybe he's also afraid he's too small. He don't want to show her.
That's
yeah,
true.
maybe.
Yeah.
I wanna read some of that.
You say you want to read his story?
Yeah, I kind of do, honestly. And we can close after that, I guess. You guys ready to get up out of here? I can't even read this.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I know you're blind. Hold on.
That's the one we just did.
No, I'm trying to read the context.
Oh.
Yesterday, I was in my car with a girl, and we were deciding what to do, and she just eventually said she could give me head. Bro, I told her no, and she kept asking why, and eventually told her I was nervous because it would be my first time, and there's so much I would think she would not like about my manhood. Oh my god! So he does have a small penis. He called it his manhood, dude.
Oh,
You're
no.
gay.
Hey, leave him alone. He just needs advice.
Rest in peace.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, sorry, Mr. Rare Implement 273. I guess it's not that rare. huh?
Yeah.
I mean, asking for advice to get over these nerves is kind of. It's kind of.
Yeah, this is something
Yeah.
that, like, I don't know. I wouldn't. I was gonna say I would have done this, but I wouldn't.
Poor
Well,
kid.
I'm just
He's
like
a
in that
shy kid,
situation. I'm
probably.
just like you can be shy, but I mean, at some point you just gotta whip it out. Like if she's asking for it, just whip it out.
I mean, if he has a micro penis, I guess. then
But I
this
mean,
makes
just
sense.
whip it out. Like my thing is like it's not like nothing. You're never gonna get better. Like at some point you just like at some point you just gotta whip it out.
Yeah,
like
sometimes you gotta just
you just gotta put it all on the table. You know.
put the pressure on her next time. If you have
Yeah.
a micro penis and she sees your micro penis, she's either gonna suck it or she's not gonna suck it.
Yeah. Let her say no. Don't
Yeah.
say no to yourself.
Yeah.
Let her say.
She
it.
might laugh at it, but you've probably had that. But well, maybe he hasn't. He's probably laughed at it his damn self.
Yeah.
But man,
You know,
I
like
don't
that.
know,
Next
it's
time, just whip it out. Just
this just makes me sad.
yeah.